Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Gulfstream today. Ron Nicoletti along with Brian Nato, Samantha Perry on assignment this afternoon and this morning. And there you can see in the big news today, for me at least, and I know for you, Brian, we're back on the turf.
Great to see, Ron. And the weather's perfect. We got a firm turf course, a fast main trap. Hope everybody had a safe and happy holiday. But, yeah, we took that little 2 weeks off, give that turf a little bit room to breathe out there, and we're back to battle now. And the turf course, boy, has it held up remarkably well.
Really, and I was asking what they did. They shoot water and stuff.
How many inches down did they put that?
6 to 10 inches. 6 to 10 inches, and supposedly helps the roots, but used it all winter long, and it's still looking great. So we're looking forward to that, and that's going to be in the first race today. The Rainbow Six situation, you know, we had the mandatory payouts the other day, so we're back at it again. Love the way this thing just builds and builds and builds. But with all that said, let's get right to our first race. You ready, Brian? The first race is going to be a mile on the turf. These are claimers, and they're fillies and mares, 3-year-olds and up who've never won 2 races. A nice field. Got 2 scratches in here of the 3 run bolt in the number 10, Lady O'Brien, and Brian's got his early pick 5 ticket, and we're going to check that out right now.
Yeah, 2250, strong card today. You know, ending with the stakes in the 3-year-olds going at it in the carry back. So looking forward to that. 2250 early here, 3 deep. You can see race 2. The top pick is the 4, Spicy Guacamole. My best bet is in race 3. That is King Skull. Another single in race 4, Caramel Chip. So cool to see him back. We'll talk about him a little bit later. And then there's the spread, Ron, in race 5. And the top pick is the 6, Magical Song. Heather Smullen on a return here, taking over for Todd Pletcher.
Yeah, I got some interest in that horse too. I don't have it on top, but I got it in second. So certainly a very affordable $22.50, and that means you can add if you like a little bit. And it's a really nice holiday weekend, as you mentioned. You know, Friday here, Saturday, and Sunday. We got stakes action all 3 days. So let's get right to it here. And I know you wanted to show a replay about the number 2 4-way stop. Is that where you started?
Yeah, I've got the 2 a little further down, but we'll take a look at the last race because this is a turf win, and I think that's significant here. We've got some Tapeta horses in here. It's a pretty strong effort here. I know this horse was 30 cents on the dollar for Safi. I think the waters are a lot deeper today as well, but this horse did it the right way, if nothing else, and you're just going to watch her kind of gallop home for fun here. Almost a little jiggy jog in the park here.
Yeah, look, well, you know, 1 to 5 that afternoon, so certainly I have it a little further down on my ticket too, Brian. I went with the number 1 horse in here, Free to Roam, and I just think the little bit of a drop to 25 comes off a good performance, got beat in neck. That race turns out to be a good race. It produces a couple of next out winners from 4 starters, and boy, who's been hotter than Carlos David? He's winning race at almost 30% clip.
Yeah, we're right together in this. We've got the 2, I think, that are going to vie for favoritism, and Free to Roam has a much better post 2 than the 9, Love Mammy Love. Don't forget now, a mile on the turf here at Gulfstream. Very, very dicey if you were outside. Quick run, Ron.
Yeah, and that 9, as you mentioned, boy, just looking at it, you know, you look down and you see that he was against 52 lifetime claimers last time out, got beat by that really nice repeat winner, drum roll. And that's the way I see it, the number 2 horse. So, you know, I used it further down, Brian. I'm going to try and beat that horse this afternoon. It was last time, as you mentioned, 30 cents to the dollar. I'm going to go to race number 2 this afternoon. We're going to go on the Tapeta at a sprint of 5.5 furlongs. These are fillies and mares, 3-year-olds up. We did have a scratch of the number 5, Girl in Blue. And Samantha, she may not be here in person, but her tickets are certainly here. And she's got one $13.50.
Yeah, there you can see 3 deep in race 2 and in race 3. And she actually, I'm surprised, she doesn't have my best bet in there, King Skull. So she's taking a little different approach in race number 3. She does have the very logical, likely single and Caramel Chip in race 4, and then she'll go 3 deep in race 5 as well. $13.50, a very affordable early pick 4 ticket, Ron.
Yeah, and I just thought that the logical horse in here when I cleared when all the smoke cleared was the 3 horse, and I don't know how you see it, and that's Layla Bella Girl, and just thought Layla Bella Girl had a chance to run well in this spot.
Yeah, you know what I thought was significant last time, Ron? She's coming in off an August layoff, facing open maidens, by the way. These are state breds now. She was 3-1 for Dave Brady. I mean, this is not a barn. It takes a lot of money, and she ran to it, Ron.
And if you remember that race, it was a 3-horse blanket finish. It was almost one of those triple dead heat numbers in that particular race. Absolutely wasn't. But, you know, I think that you got to keep this horse in your mind. You did go with Spicy Guacamole on top, who's a full to a horse that we know outfoxed. So we'll see how this horse runs today. We got our exacta sort of flip-flop.
It's just a post position race. If Layla Bella Girl was outside of Spicy Guacamole, I would have picked her. But it's just, to me, Spicy Guacamole gets a lot of the best of it being outside. You see the run on Tapeta, 3 back. That's the other thing. Layla Bella Girl is going to have to prove it today on Tapeta. But I think, I'd like to think those are the two in here. And then the one is interesting, Achurian on the comeback here.
Yeah, I didn't know what to do with the horse ran against Harper Rose, went on to win the Stallion Stakes, and just a good race. That was the mud that day, so you don't know what you're going to get. Then you look, Joe Orsino having a good year, and here's our leading rider, Edgar Zayas. So certainly we both had some interest in that race. We sort of saw it the same way. Going to race number 3 this afternoon. This one is going to be a 6-furlong sprint. These are claimers, 3-year-olds and up, which have never won 2 races. Just a change here, and we have a jockey on the number 1 is now Jonathan Ocasio. And Brian, 2, King Skull, I'm in agreement with you. I think this is the one to beat.
Yeah, this is my best bet today, Ron. We've been doing the turf and the Tapeta thing of late, but Victor Barboza firing on all cylinders here at the Royal Palm meet. Edwin Gonzalez about 30% with Victor. We're going to get back to the main track for the first time since the debut, and Victor's not really a debut kind of guy. I don't know how big of a drop this is. I do want to mention that because this is a horse that's only been facing 3-year-olds. Okay, now we're going to go to open waters today. Probably is still a bit of a class drop, though.
Yeah, you would think. I absolutely think it is a little bit of a class drop. I know you got a video you want to show with I'm a Pepper and Drummer.
Yeah, this is the last time I'm a Pepper was on the dirt. I actually played him. He was my long shot on the Tapeta on June 22nd. Didn't do any running at all. This is the dirt run for the Hertax here. This is a good second. You can see him rolling into the far turn. We know those colors very well. And this was a good effort. It's going to beat Drum and Drummer, who's trying to see it out on the lead. I think Amapepa now getting back to the main track. It just kind of sits there and sticks out like a sore thumb. That's the good race. The Tapeta ones, they really weren't that much. I was trying to get clever last time. This is what he wants to do, run on the dirt. He just got nipped there. Modern Lane coming up on the inside.
Yeah, I think it was just the 3 being able to go up on the inside in there. Brian, I had some interest in the number 7 horse in here. It woke up quick. And first off, the claim by Saffie Joseph Jr., it was a while back. They claimed this horse for $20,000, drop him to $8,000. What do you see? What's happening here?
I see a lot of flags.
Right.
I mean, you don't have to be a rocket scientist to figure out this was not the plan, okay? Claimed in January at Turfway on the Tapeta. Where have you been? We don't know. And now you're in for 8. Now, Saffie and certainly Ken Ramsey love to win races. I would just think this is probably where this horse is supposed to be. It doesn't mean you have to take a short price on this horse who's never run on the main track either, Ron.
Yeah, and I also heard that Ken Ramsey's doing pretty good after his thing. Yeah. So certainly we're wishing him the best. And what we'll do is take a short break. We'll take a sip out of this thing right here. And we'll be back for the Rainbow Six in a couple of minutes.
New DRF All Access Past Performances. With one best-in-class product, you now get all 3 past performance formats. Easily switch between views. Access the most trusted information in horse racing with DRF All Access Past Performances. Go to DRF.com and use coupon code 1FREEPP for a free single card today.
Welcome back to Gulfstream today, Ron and Brian. Brian, there wasn't water in here.
No,
so
it wasn't water.
You might have to take over for the rest of the day. Just joking. 6 furlongs is going to be the start of the Rainbow Six. It's a starter optional claimer. Now, we do have 2 scratches in here. The 1, Galaxy Music, and the 4, capture the time. I put a ticket together. It's $32.40. We'll take a look at it today. We'll talk about this fourth race in a moment. In race number 5, 3 deep for me. My top pick is Silver Moonlight in there, but I used a couple of other ones. Race number 6, my long shot today is the number 2, Secret Lover, Antonio Sano. Maybe this horse will wake up today. At least I'm hoping. My single is Deflection today, 3-1 on the morning line. Your second choice in the morning line. I think that horse going to run well. 2 deep, my top pick in race number 8 is the 6, Bedrock Birdie. And in the last race, the carry back, $95,000, really nice race. I got the number 7, Saybrook, for John Vincent. John Vincent's an old-time trainer. Just when he comes in here, he wins. Simple as that. He has a great record doing that.
Like John, he does a good job. He spots his horses. Whenever they're entered, they're in the right spot.
Well, as I mentioned, we're going to talk about this. Well, let's start it off with Caramel Chip,
Yeah.
who looks like the one to beat in here for sure.
Yeah, I had a line in my preview that he would make Johnny Cash proud because he's been everywhere.
Yeah, right.
Caramel Chip. We can
Right.
show a replay of him. What a cool horse. What a job Jose D'Angelo has done with this horse. Monmouth, Saratoga, Parks, Keeneland, Fairgrounds, Gulfstream, Tampa, Maidan in Dubai. Here he is here just airing. What a cool dude he is. Jose has put a clinic on in reading a condition book. And this guy's got, if you need a free flight, look him up because he's got so many frequent flyer miles. He can throw him out there. Yeah, he hasn't been out since Dubai. I get that. It was at the end of March. You hear a lot about the Dubai return. Sometimes horses need races. I kind of feel like, Ron, that was like a 15, 20-year-old thing. I don't necessarily know if it plays as much anymore. This is all racehorse here.
Yeah, with that said, I wanted to watch one. Of
Okay.
course, I got him on a ticket, and I did go. I thought Payzone, turning back was going to run very well here, at the 3/4 of a mile distance. I liked his race last time. He was up on the lead. He just gets beat ahead. So I'm going to go back to him. Second off the bench, Rohan Crichton, if you haven't been following the racing here, has just been sending out winner after winner.
Absolutely. Rohan is always tough. Peter Lawson, a former leading owner here at Gulfstream. You've got Edgard in the saddle. You've got a good attack post and a horse with plenty of speed, too.
XY Point.
Yeah.
Here's a horse 2-1, and logically so
Right.
behind them. Big drop this afternoon. A little bit of a red flag. I didn't know really what to do. I mean, I got him on my ticket, but
Yeah.
I'm not sold on him.
It's fair. He's in for 35 today. He's never been in for a tag. That was essentially a stakes race he comes out of. He was beaten a length and a half by Swervin, who's not impossible tomorrow
right.
in the Smile. What are you doing for 35? That's a little worrisome, but it's not like sometimes I think we take that for granted. I mean, you still have to reach in your pocket and come up with $35,000. It's not easier said than done. you
Yeah,
know?
I mean, especially in the summer here where
Right.
we don't have, those big pocket barns here that can
Yes.
dig down deep. We'll go to race number 5. It's going to be a 7-furlong sprint for maidens, fillies and mares, 3-year-olds and up. And, we've got a full field of 8 in here. We're going to show you a couple of videos and everything. But first, Samantha, I believe, put a late pick 5 ticket together. We'll show right now.
Take a look at this ticket here. She's got the 3. We're going to show a replay or a video of Nicole's journey as well. I didn't know what to make of this horse. She has no single in here, which is kind of rare for her, and you can kind of tells you the depth and the competition of this late pick 5. It's a good sequence today. She's got 2 of them in the carry back, and that is the 5 Catalytic and the 6 Real Macho, a horse that she's had success with in the past. Boy, that's a tricky race. I'm looking forward to talking about that with you.
Yeah, we'll see how it plays out. $36 the ticket. As you mentioned, no single today. It is a tough sequence. And let's go and we'll show you what you wanted to point out in this particular race with that video of,
we can
of Nicole's journey, if you want to start that way.
We can start that way. This is the first-time starter for Fernando Abreu here. And let's just be perfectly honest. This is not a race where the proven runners, the afternoon runners, have really gone out of their way to inspire us. And here's Lover Lots is okay. So she's working with a pretty accomplished horse that can win races. And Nicole's Journey is doing this very, very nicely on the inside. You can see Lover Lots on the outside is all out to kind of keep up here. And Nicole's Journey, for a first-time starter, this daughter of Arrogate, had kept her at bay the entire way. I didn't know what to make of her. The dam was 0 for 3. It's her 10th foal. One of them has won on debut. She is akin to Ria Antonia, who was DQ'd up to the Breeders' Cup. This is a tote board race. I didn't really like this horse around. I quite frankly didn't know what to price her at. We'll see. Imaginary Stables, too.
Yeah, but I looked at, you follow the stats. 9%. with first-time starters.
Yeah.
So, you know, you use it on a ticket or you don't. But I want to hear about the number 6 Magical song that I might have missed here with Heather Smullen.
Well, I feel like they're probably going to bet this horse, okay? She was with Brad Cox. She was with Todd Pletcher. Heather's just getting started. We've come to know her, and she does a solid job. The works here kind of say maybe we're ready. You look at the dirt race debut at Keeneland. This horse ran very well. Look at the horses that she's been facing. Daughter of Tappet from Andy Pope, Whisper Hill, homebred. I have a feeling this horse is live today, Ron. And, you know, you didn't pick Vincy Girl. I don't trust this horse.
Yeah,
at all.
I went with the number 4. I thought was a kick in the pants in here, and that's the number 4, Silver Moonlight. Did not make it my best bet. You look at his first race, and what Ralph Nick's barn now was back in April. You know, just doesn't really go. He broke slowly from the rail. So I'm going to put a line through that. Then I look down at the connections. It's Giuseppe Joseph Jr., Edgard. Look at the works. You know, you got 2 incredible works, 3 incredible works coming in. I'm expecting a lot more from this horse this afternoon.
Listen, I don't disagree with that at all. The only thing I'm going to add, because she did have a there off you lose kind of trip, she didn't do any running at all, and that's where I was kind of wondering about what are we going to get today.
Yeah, I'm always, when I see the slope from the rail,
right,
I'm going to give Melinda a look. Now, you want to show another video in here with Secret Revenge and Vincy Girl.
Right, this is Vincy Girl now, and this is a solid run. I don't want to beat her up too bad. She's finished second by a neck, but Vincy Girl has got one of these kind of forms where you run the risk, Ron, if you're running these same kind of, you know, 71, 72, the 13s and the 14s on the sheets kind of thing. What you run the risk of is if one of these other horses is going to step up, they're going to beat Vincy Girl, because this is what she's going to do. She's going to run this kind of race.
Yeah, you know, I can understand that. Did not use her on my ticket.
No,
I was going a different, you know, way all here. Now, you know, what you do is that now, the 2 horse you have a little further down in ticket lines, and this one from Gustavo Delgado. I think you want to show a stat on this horse.
Yeah, Samantha found this. I'm going to be interested in seeing it. I've used this horse. This horse was my long shot. This is pretty solid now. 23% turf to dirt right here. Gustavo, obviously a Kentucky Derby winning trainer. He knows the score now, okay? And he's going to put this Daughter of Twirling Candy out of an Uncle Mo mare on the main track. That sounds pretty good to me. I certainly used her. I thought this was a big spread race, Ron.
You look at those tickets. You look at those tickets up there. I mean, you know, it's selections, and we're all over the place.
Yeah.
Samantha's all over the place. It's that one to start the late pick 5, of course, second leg of the Rainbow Six. So we'll get away from that head scratcher, and we'll go to race number 6. It's going to be a 1-turn mile. These are claimers and 3-year-olds or 4-year-olds and up, which have never won 2 races. Scratched at 10. Haberdashery. And Brian, let's start it off. Well, we got a ticket in here, right? So let's show the ticket.
Take a look at the late 4 here. It's a $12 ticket for me. 2 deep here. You can see the single in race 7, and that is a 7. Trumpets. Looking forward to seeing her speed again. 3 deep in race 8. The top pick there is the 9, Julie's Legacy. I lost my long shot, unfortunately, in race 9 of Celtic Pride, so I do scratch in to Saybrook, who's going to be very, very tough off a dominant win last time. Actually beat Celtic Pride. We'll talk about that in a little bit. What a good race the Carryback is today.
Yeah, Carryback is very good, and I believe it's Saturday's stake.
Smile
is impossible.
Phenomenal. It's a graded stakes caliber.
Oh, without a doubt. So getting to this, I got a long shot in here, and it's Secret Lover. And do you have any Secret Lovers?
Oh, well, I wouldn't be able to mention it if I did.
Yeah, but that's true too. I got a couple of Secret Lovers out there, but that's a story for another day. So, Secret Lover. Here's the thing. It's a typical Sano move for me to make get a little bit of price. You go look back 2 starts, beats Akati King.
Yep.
Yeah, rather the good race comes back, boom, bounces, comes back this afternoon. I just thought maybe she's working well. Thought maybe it's a typical Sano move. Maybe this one bounces back at 10-1 this afternoon.
Well, you should get a price, right? This horse was 17-1 last time and didn't do any running. But you're right. He's got races in him that make him a threat against a group like this. This is, like you said, too, with Antonio. He's very, very good at getting form reversals in horses. And this horse fits that perfectly.
Yeah, to beat your top pick in there, we're going to show you a video of Crypto Man and Akati King, who you have on top, I have in second.
Yeah, we'll take a look at it now. This is Akati King and Crypto Man here. This is back on June 2nd, where they ran 2-3. King Faliero was good this day. You can see him getting loose in here, and you see this a lot at this trip. And you've heard Samantha, Ron talks about it. Speed really does play in these races, and that was tough. But Akati King with Edgard's got the tactical speed to lay close.
Yeah, I mean, he ran great. On paper, he's the one to beat this afternoon. I'm going, like I said, with Secret Lover just because this horse beat him 2 starts back. And if you can, guys, you mentioned he's good with the form reversal. We'll see how it plays out this afternoon. So a very interesting 6th race today. And what about the number 5, Beastly Speed in here?
Boy, well, I mean, he was 40 cents on the dollar last time, and he couldn't beat Haberdashery, who's out, who was 24 to 1 in that race. He comes back and beats one horse home in his next start. Boy, I just got to give the old tread lightly angle with Beastly Speed, who you know darn well they're going to come back to and bet again.
Yeah, you know, Deshaun Hazelwood will be in the saddle today, and, you know, he's ridden a couple of times.
He has ridden this horse,
He's ridden this horse, and he rides for Safi every once in a while. What about race number 7 this afternoon? We're on the turf, which is exciting allowance, optional claimer, and so many different ways to go in here. Boy, I know a fan favorite in here is the number 7, Trumpets, and I think you got a video you want to show it, our old buddy?
So we got Trumpets, we got your horse Deflection, who you had last time as your long shot, and you got the Dove Rules. Trouble all around for the Dove Rules and Deflection. I get all that, but Trumpets, okay, this was her turf debut, too, and she sizzles on the Tapeta. Well, Joe Catanese has got a nice horse here. She's freakishly fast. She might darn well be the fastest female sprinter Tapeta that we have here. She didn't lose any off her fastball on the turf. And the problem with Deflection and the problem with Dove Rules, and this is Kamichi, who just sailed there, got set up. The problem with Deflection, the problem with Dove Rules, they don't have a lot of speed. They run the risk of getting trips like that, and Trumpets has got all the speed.
There's an angle that you use. I know maybe I use a little more. There's one horse in this race that's won on the turf before, and that's Deflection. So I'm going to use that as a good thing. You know, you look 2 starts, Broken Maiden, 75 optional claimers last time, was shuffled at the break, had to make that outside run, and went back and looked. And I thought it was logical that this horse had to change its running style, for an easier way to say it, to get it done. So I'm going to use that angle. Done something that nobody else in the race has done, win on the turf.
That's very fair, and she's going to be a much better price than Trumpets as well. So, you know, you got angles there. That turf race 2 back was good. And you know what I like in that turf race 2 back? She showed she could be close, too. She doesn't have to drop out like she did last time.
Now, the number 4 horse in here is by Valiant Minister, and I think we have a sire stat that we want to show that I think that Sam pulled up.
We'll take a look at this now. This is 24% turf sprints. That's a good stat for, quite frankly, a sire that I don't really think of turf. We got Distorted Humor on the bottom as well. This is Eddie Plisa Jr. trying turf. He's 22%. He's 4 for 18 in turf sprints. This horse has got a lot of speed as well. But now we're going to meet Trumpets, and I don't know if anybody's got Trumpets kind of speed. Yeah,
you know, I'm glad I used it after that stat. I'm glad I put this one somewhere on my ticket. That's the number 4 Condor. So Eddie Plisa Jr., everybody knows, excellent trainer. We'll flip the page. We'll go to race number 8 this afternoon. It's an allowance optional claimer. It's going to be 5.5 furlongs on the Tapeta. Nice full field of 9 to kick off the late daily double this afternoon. Interested to see how you went. Oh, you did go with the number 9, Julie's Legacy, on top of your ticket. I had a little further down.
Yeah, I don't know if I missed this horse or what. She's 9 to 2. She was bet on debut. She's got talent. She is really stepping up today. So I hope I get a square price on her because she's trying the Tapeta. She's trying winners. She's breaking from the far outside post. We'll see. With all that being said, she was pretty darn good on debut, Ron.
Yeah, it's Rohan Crichton. I think that, the logical choice to be up there. You know, and I in hindsight, looking back, I should have maybe put it a little further up on my ticket, but I did go with the number 6 of Bedrock Birdie in here. This one from Jose D'Angelo. And I just thought off that last race, getting beat a length, against those state-bred allowance runners. And if you look back, she third on the turf against Kimchi. Kimchi's a good horse. So this one looks like it classes up perfectly in this spot.
Only thing I'm going to mention, she's going to run against older horses for the first time, but I agree with you. She fits like a glove with this group,
She really
on
does.
paper.
And when do you think, I ask you this all the time, when do you think 3-year-olds can, start facing 4-year-olds and there's not a difference?
It's not, to me, it's fine now. We're at that point of their kind of their form and their maturation where it doesn't bother me at all. But I want to note she hasn't done it yet. So all of these races are 3-year-olds only. That's where I still think it's important to note that.
Yeah, the number 7 horse in here, American, of course, the 9-5 morning line favorite in here. Now, I had this horse, certainly second on my ticket. Of course, it's Saffie Joseph Jr. Not only trains, he owns it. Edgar Zayas in the saddle. First off the claim, what do? They put him on the Tapeta. Boom, he's gone. So I think, they found out what they wanted to do, and, Saffie went into his own pocket to grab this horse, so we'll see how it runs this afternoon.
They all have to beat that race. Right now, none of them can. The question is, does she come back a little bit? Does she bounce a little bit? That race, when you look at it in the terms of who else is in here, that race is off the charts good.
I just wanted to ask you real quick before we go to the stake in here with Holy Coffee. I just like this horse's performance back in July. Comes back, tries the turf last time, gets that Lasix for the first time. $75,000 optional claim is, what do you think?
Well, she was my long shot last time, actually, and she ran pretty well. We just showed you the race. Trumpets was in there. The problem for her is, boy, there's a lot of speed in this race.
Yeah. And, Kimchi, I mentioned, is a good horse in this. Kimchi showing up, beating those horses last time. Well, stake race is the final race of the afternoon. The 7 furlongs. It is the carry back, and it is a 3-year-old race. And we do have a scratch in here of the number 4, Celtic Pride, which is one of the horses I believe you had. That was your long shot. Yeah, so that one out of the race. And I always had Saybrook on top of my ticket.
Well, I like the pick, Ron, and that's who I scratch into. The reason why I picked Celtic Pride, I want to mention him, is because he was the speed in this race. There's not any speed anymore. Now, Saybrook chased last time. He was really good. They bet him last time with a very, very fast figure. And he catches, I feel like he catches the Saffie horses, especially Catalytic. I think he catches them at the right time, too.
And if you're not aware, we sort of tipped it in the beginning with John Vincent, and you named it perfectly. He doesn't start many horses on the downside of his career just because he doesn't start that many horses. Not that he's downside in any bad way at all. Every time he brings a horse here to Gulfstream, it runs exceptionally well.
Absolutely, and Saybrook ran huge last time.
Now, the number 5 Catalytic, we got a replay we want to show on this horse.
Yeah, this is interesting. Now, we talked in the office. I said, who's going to be favored in this race? And I know that Edgard's going to ride General Ledger, and Drayden Van Dyke is going to ride Catalytic. This is Catalytic here on October 7th, actually. So this is the debut, okay? This is where Catalytic kind of announced himself as a pretty serious horse, and he eventually parlayed that into a second in the Florida Derby. Now, somebody had to be second in the race behind Fierceness, but that's neither here nor there. This horse has got a lot of talent, Ron. The question is now, off a Kentucky Derby, no show. He was beaten up good that day. Florida Derby at 9 furlongs, the Kentucky Derby at 10 furlongs. What's going on here today at 7 furlongs? I don't like to play jockeys, musical chairs, and all that. Edgard's on the 8 General Ledger, and he's really never ridden any of these horses. I don't know.
Yeah, so when you read the resume, there's a chance this horse could be favored. You know what I mean?
I think
he contended a little bit in the Kentucky Derby. It's not that he walked. Everybody, if you didn't run well, that day. So I don't think Saybrook is going to be the favorite with the scratch of Celtic Pride.
No.
So you had originally made this horse, and I think you're right that he's going to be the favorite in here. What about the number 8 horse in here, General Ledger, who you were alluding to, who's turning back today? Went to Lone Star to try the Texas Derby at a mile in the 16th. Didn't like Texas. Coming back now and going to run today 7 furlongs, 2 starts back. Ran okay. Not going to get Lasix today.
That's it right there.
Yeah.
Big point that he just made, and it's a really astute one because the big figure, 2 back, the L was on that day. He's going to have to prove it today without Lasix.
And the other horse, I just want to ask you back. I know we got to go to the lightning round and all that good stuff. Boy, this horse in Entendre on the inside for Carlos David, I thought ran really nice at 6.5 furlongs last time out. He got beat in neck. I know the other horse that beat him is in here.
Yep.
I just thought this horse had a little bit more upside than the other horses in the race. Not to win, maybe, but to be
Yeah.
on the Triumph Super. And I think a good price at 6-1.
Yeah, I don't want to say he's out of his element against a group like this. That's not fair because he's a nice horse. He's a good homebred for Jacks or better. He's on the rail, and this is a real group today.
Yeah.
Going to have to earn it today.
It's really good race. All the stakes this weekend are fantastic. So make sure you take a look at them and get your Rainbow Six tickets in and all that good stuff. So we're done with handicapping part of it, but we're not done because we've got the world-class lightning round to take up. And as we do each day when we come back first time of the week, we check out the standings.
And as we do each Friday now, don't forget now, 3-day race week going forward, and the standings, there's not a lot. Nothing's going to change at the top, to be quite frank with you, because Edgard's down the road here. But look at the battle for the podium. This is exciting, and it's actually even tightened up since last week.
Right.
You got Amicia, Miguel, and Edwin, 2 wins separating the 3 of them, and Lionel's not out of this either.
No, not by no stretch.
Right.
Man, I love the way he rides. He does a good job. Edgard, it's Edgard. He's supposed to be up there. So we'll see how it goes. And then he will switch to the trainer standings right now, and we'll see what happens. And I think that Safi would be in the lead.
Yeah, if Edgard's on top, Safi's going to be on top as well. Jose D'Angelo now got a comfortable distance over Carlos David and Victor Barboza, as we kind of thought, would be firing at the Royal Palm meet. Mark Cassidy, to have him up there on the board here, where the string is maybe not as big as it is during the championship meet, that's kind of a testament to Nick and the team that are down here. I know Nick's at Colonial now, but Nick won the finale the other day too. Nick Tomlinson, his assistant, he owned that horse.
Well, really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's fantastic. So we're going to show the race schedule now. Is that what we're up against?
This is the schedule, yeah. So we'll take a look at this now, and here you go. See, now we are Friday to Sunday now going forward. The Royal Palm meet will continue, but the racing is a 3-day schedule now. That 12:55 first post.
Yep. And next on the schedule here is Happy what?
I don't know. We got to see this. Well, here we go. This is a phenomenal.
Oh, this
is phenomenal. Tomorrow, you got Octane. You got Sibelius. This is Mission Sibelius going out at Tampa. And listen, Mish is very, very solid.
Right.
Sibelius now coming tomorrow. The smile came up so good. How good is the smile? Mish is maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. Mish is 12-1 on the morning line.
Yeah.
That's how good the smile is.
Did you make Sibelius the favorite?
No, I made Octane the favorite.
I don't know if I might have made Octane, but I certainly put Sibelius in second. But I just think, real good. Won at Dubai. What was that? Last year, not this year, but last year. So great horse and great connection. So we'll see how that plays out. And then we have a treasure. What is this treasure?
That's
the shirt?
Yeah, the boys put this in last second. Appreciate it, guys. This is a National Treasure giveaway tomorrow, noon to 3 o'clock. You can see it there. A cool shirt. Of course, the Preakness winner last year, and then the Pegasus World Cup winner this year. Wager 50, and you get your National Treasure T-shirt. That's not bad.
That's not bad. Pretty nice T-shirt. Look, it says Gulfstream Park right on the sleeve, so pretty cool. And then we got our best bets and long shots today.
Yeah.
Brian, I know you lost your long shot, but not your best bet.
No, race 3, the 2, King Skull on the main track for Victor Barboza.
And I'm going back with the horse that was actually my long shot last time, and that's Deflection, going to be my best bet this afternoon. And my long shot today is that one in race number 6, where number 2, Secret Lover, 10-1. I'm just going back. That performance, 2 starts back. See if you can bounce back and beat Akadi again. So I think that's
good card today.
Yeah.
Back on turf.
Back on turf, which is good. Pick 5, already taking some money, approaching $43,000. That's it for us for a couple of moments. We'll be back after, I believe, we have Pete on vacation, so I think Kenny Livingood is going to be our announcer, and we'll see how he does. And welcome, Kenny, and we'll be back here for race number 1.